Hello and welcome. Today we're going to look at Saxon Math 8.7. We use the third edition, the latest edition of Saxon Math. A lot of people will use the first edition because they believe it's better. If you use the third edition and you pair it up with the Dive into Math videos, this actually is really good. And we did this with 7.6 as well. But I'll show you the Dive into Math website in the next video. But for now, this here, I got the book. You can actually order the books from diveintomath.com as well, but they do not ship to Canada. So because we're in Canada, I ended up getting these on Amazon, and they were 140 bucks for these 3 books on Amazon. You get the solutions manual, the tests and worksheets book, and you get the main textbook as well with the 120 lessons in it. So I'm going to open this up now. I'm going to see what you get with this, because my daughter's starting 8.7 this week, so it's time to finally open this. I had bought this back in December. I bought 7.6 and 8.7 at the same time, so I'm going to open this up. And this has been sitting on the shelf since then, but she's finished 7.6 now, and now she's ready for 8.7 pre-algebra. So I'll put that aside. So here we go. We got the main textbook, third edition of Saxon Math. So we got the 120 lessons, right? So so what we do, it gives you the program overview as well. So basically, though, what you have here, what we do is we take the tests and worksheets manual, and each lesson has a facts practice test to do first. So what we do in each, it tells you which lesson you use it with. So I go through and scan in all of these forms, photocopy all these forms so that you could resell the books later. So that's why I recommend photocopy these books, these practice tests, and you can resell the book afterwards. Otherwise, if they write directly on the pages, and they are perforated if you wanted to do that, but I'd recommend printing copies and doing it that way. So each day they do one of these facts practice tests, and it gives you the other tests as well. That every 5 lessons you take a test, right? So there's the tests as well. Gives you the testing schedule, and that's that book. And then we have the solutions manual that has all the answers in it. So we check her answers after she does each day's lesson. She typically does 1 lesson per day during the week, and then we'll check her answers every day and go over the ones that she didn't get right so that she understands how to do them. So this shows you the all the lesson practice. Okay, so each lesson, so this is lesson 2, for instance, tells you the new concepts. So they do the facts practice. There's some mental math questions. These are optional. She normally does the mental math, but she normally skips the problem solving. She does the facts practice, and then she does the new concepts. These are gone over in the Dive into Math videos, right? So if you get the Dive into Math as a companion to this, each video goes over each lesson, right? So he teaches all of this in the videos. So she doesn't really have to read through it unless she needs to look something up, right? And then, so for each lesson, you have your lesson practice. So you do all of the lesson practice, and then there's mixed practice. So the mixed practice she would do every other one. So she'll start 1, 3, 5, 7, or 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. Unless she has trouble with the topic, but she hasn't had so far. So she hasn't had to do it, but then you have the other ones to do if you have trouble. So at the end of the Saxon 8.7 textbook here, we have, there's an appendix A here. It covers base 2 and Roman numerals, and this is totally optional, but it's definitely recommended. Base 2 teaches binary. That's how to read binary and for computers. And you got some Roman numerals, things on Roman numerals, and some little practice as well. So those are good to do. And they also have the supplemental practice problems for selected lessons. So it says don't skip any regular problems in the lessons, but if they want extra problems, you can find them here at the end of the textbook. So they have all of the supplemental problems here too, so they can, if they're having trouble with a certain lesson, they can get extra problems here to solve as well. So that is definitely good. And there's also a glossary at the end too, with all of the different definitions of all of the terms that they've covered in this textbook. So that can also be used for reference as well. They want to make sure they know what those things are, and you have an index at the back. Now there's another thing over here in the tests and worksheets book that you want to use, and that's the recording form. So you can record the facts practice tests. And so for each facts practice test, it goes A to W. You'll check off, or you'll put the time on the top of the box and the number correct in the bottom. So how long they took to do it and how many they got right. And they're supposed to improve their time on each test over time, every time they take it. So you can see the improvement right here in the recording form. So you can just print out, or photocopy as many of these as you need, and you're going to need 120 of these recording form B. So what I did was just scan that into a PDF, and then you can just basically print out the PDF as many times as you want. And recording form C is for the mixed practice solutions, and I would do the same for that. And you have also a scorecard of all the date they took each test or in lesson, and what the scores are if you want to record that. And they also have the test solutions form, so you can show your work on the test solutions. Each test has 20 questions, so that they don't write on the test itself. Just do it on the recording form and print out as many of these as you need. You're going to need a bunch, especially for B and C. You're going to need a lot. So basically that's it with Saxon Math. It's very easy, it's very incremental, and then every 10 lessons they have an investigation, and she does the investigations, and some of the investigations are easy and some of them are longer. Sometimes it's not practical to do every question, like if it tells you go and survey a bunch of people or something, maybe that's not possible. So some of them you may not do everything, but you do the main lessons and the main questions though, and the tests and the facts practice tests, and that'll be fine. So that is my unboxing of Saxon 8.7, and stay tuned for the next video. I'm gonna take a look at the diveintomath.com website and show you, because Dive Into Math says that these textbooks are missing they don't have all the information you need to do all the questions correctly. So what Dr. Shorman from Dive Into Math has done is, that's the reason he's done a video on each lesson, because he knows what problems students have, and he goes over everything they need to do in order to do the lessons correctly. So stay tuned for that, and in the meantime, like, share, and subscribe down below, comment down below, and we'll see you next time on Homeschool Chronicles.